Hi, Justin David here. I just thought I would do a little walkthrough demonstration, if you like, of my new Sony A7S Rig. Apologies if the picture quality isn't great. I'm shooting it on my old 550D. I'm going to try and do this in one take, try and keep it as succinct as I can. So again, apologies if the camera work isn't ideal. But I just thought I would show you some of the components which I've bought recently, pretty cheaply off eBay, to create this new rig. Okay, so first and foremost we have the Sony A7S. Now this is the Mark I Sony A7S. Just try and focus there for you. And as you can see, I'm using the Comlight Sony to EF mount, Sony to EF mount adapter, and that seems to be working very well. I'm very impressed with it. It was only £54 off eBay. I haven't tried the Metabones, but I thought for the price of this, it's definitely worth trying first. I've got a variety of lenses that I used to use with my 550D, but at the moment, as you can see, we are using the Canon 24-105 f4L lens. The thing that I'm really pleased with is this cage which I bought off eBay, and as you can see, it has a variety of 1/4-inch mounting holes. It has a top handle, and as you can see also, if I can spin this round, it also has two hot shoe mounts. It has one on the top of the handle, and it also has one down here, which is where I'm currently mounting my Rode VideoMic Pro. It's very nice and ergonomic because it enables you to hold the whole rig from the top, which is very nice. Another thing that I really like about it is if we look carefully in the side, it has these two little screws, and they enable us to, if I just put this camera down a minute, again apologies for the, sincere apologies there for the poor shaky camera mount. Let me just try and see if I can position this. There we go. You can see in the side it's got these two screws. Now you can put these in any of four holes, and what's nice is that if I plug my micro HDMI into the side, just to give you an extra bit of confidence that it's not going to accidentally be pulled out, we can screw this up and actually tighten the connectors up, which is quite nice. It's a quite nice feature, and it gives you some confidence that that HDMI is not going to be accidentally pulled out. Moving to the top, you can see I've got an Atomos Ninja Blade, which is absolutely fabulous. I'll do a separate review of that one day, but essentially it takes in HDMI from the micro connector. I bought this Coiled cable off eBay, by the way, and I love it because it just gives me sufficient length to get from the HDMI out on the A7S to the input on the camera, but obviously you've got that coiled cable, so you've got much more flexibility when you need to spin it around or mount it somewhere else. On the side you've also got an HDMI through, a headphone, and an analog line input, also LANC control as well. So that's nice, and I've mounted that with the standard hot shoe ball mount adapter. Interestingly, let's now talk about power. So over here on my, let's just move this out of the way a bit, on my my standard rod setup, what I've got is a base plate. Again, not a particularly expensive one, bought from China off eBay for about £20. This is the Manfrotto quick release base plate. I've also on the front here got the defocus. Defocus is all right. There are obviously a lot better ones now, but I've had this about 3 or 4 years. And on the front I've also got this, which came as part of the base plate actually, this kind of lens support, which is quite useful when you've got a long lens on the camera. Spinning it round on the back, let's now have a look at power. So in terms of power, what I've got is the Lampart V-mount battery pinch, but unfortunately recently my V-mount battery that I bought from Lampart broke. Lamport are excellent, they're customer service, and they have offered to send me a replacement PCB with some instruction on how to solder it up, but I haven't done that yet. As a cheaper alternative, what I did, I bought this. Again, I'll try and put some links to the descriptions and all these products, excuse me, into the description. But essentially, this is a £25 V-mount to Sony F-mount adapter. Let me just put the camera down again. Sorry, bear with me, and I'll show you a little bit more of this. Essentially, what you can do is it powers it off two standard Sony V-mount batteries. Now these were bought off eBay, I think about £30 for the two, and these are 8,600 milliampere hour batteries. They seem to power the A7S and the Atomos Ninja Blade for a long time. They really do. It's a real, I think, bargain if you're looking for a V-mount equivalent. Now, if you look on the V-mount pinch itself, what we've got is a dedicated 7.4 volt output, and that breaks out to a standard, I think that's a 2.1mm plug, but don't quote me on that. And also, we've got a 12 volt adapter, which breaks out to power the Atomos Ninja Blade. So how do we do that? Well, moving over to the Ninja Blade, as part of the full Atomos Ninja Blade kit, you get this dummy battery, and normally when you buy the kit, that will actually, sorry, the exposure is awful here, apologies for this, but that will break out to a standard 13 amp power supply. Well, what I did is I cut the cable and I just soldered, got about 5 of these DC sockets off eBay for about £3 or £4, and I soldered that on. I put a plug onto the power supply unit, which means I can still use this from the mains. But the nice thing about this is it then means, again, let me just put the camera down if I can. Oh, what it means is that I can connect this directly to this from the Lamport and actually power the Ninja Blade from the Lamport battery pinch. Also, you might think, well, how do we power the A7S? Well, again, with this from the 7.4 volt dedicated output from the Lamport, for £11 I think it was off eBay again, although I seem to have mislaid it. Bear with me for a second. Here we are. I managed to find this. Now this is a Sony A7S Dummy Battery pack. And as you can see, it looks like a Sony A7S battery, but on the other end, it's got about 6 inches of cable, probably 9 inches of cable. It's got another standard DC socket. So again, what I can do is I can connect the other end of my 7.4 volt battery pinch output to the Sony A7S dummy battery, and then I can power that simply by inserting it into the base of the camera. So let's just, if I can show you that, let's just put that in. That goes in like that, and on the base of the camera it's got this little lug here, which means we can get the cable out of the bottom of the camera and lock that in, and we're ready to power the camera. Okay, so what I'll do now is just put this together. So on the bottom of the cage from the A7S cage, there is a standard Manfrotto plate, and what I should be able to do, I may have to move, try and do this with one hand, the battery pinch out the way slightly. That will slot in like so. If I can do that, there we go. Let's move the follow focus out the way. That locks in like so. Tighten that up, and so now what we have, look, is the complete rig. Okay, let's just bring that up a bit. So you can see follow focus lines up with the gear, so we can just put that in and lock that into place. Again, trying to do this with two hands is quite difficult. Let's just screw that in. There we go. So now we have the follow focus engaged. We've got the lens support here. VideoMic Pro, Atomos Ninja Blade, beautiful piece of kit. And if I want to do any kind of direct podcasts, and when I do my videos for the YouTube channel, if I want to monitor what I'm recording, I can simply unscrew and turn that round and actually have a look at what I am recording. Okay, so like I said, apologies for the slightly dodgy camera work, but I hope that was quite interesting. Any questions, let me know. Please subscribe, please like this video, please share, and very soon I will try and put another review out of the Atomos Ninja Blade, how we can configure it with the A7S, and some other bits and bobs. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you later.